Hello and welcome back to another episode of Jake Wild. I noticed that you guys are still watching the video, so I've decided to continue my series. I don't know if it's because there's girls on the thumbnails. I won't be mad if that's the reason. Anyways, welcome back. We're continuing the series on Ace Academy. I don't know what to say. I kind of forgot what we were doing. I'm not sure why I'm in such a hurry. I still have a few hours before I need to meet Yuna. Oh yeah, that's right. We're doing the interview. I wonder what I should do to pass the time. We haven't talked to Kairi yet. I guess we should talk to Kairi, huh? Okay. My stomach complains loudly for food. Hopefully nobody else heard that. At least I have plenty of time to grab lunch before my next class. There's a cafeteria on campus, which I've eaten at a couple of times. The food is cheap and surprisingly good, way better than the cafeteria food in CINY. But the options are limited. I've heard the Pilot's Lounge has some decent options and their daily specials incorporate cuisine from other cultures. It might be worth a look. I navigate to the lounge. Luckily, there is a line. No, luckily there isn't a line. Thank God. I hope that's because I beat the lunch rush and not because the food is bad. Pushing those thoughts aside, I walk up to the bar.
Hello, what do you have?
I study the limited menu on the wall. Behind the bartender is a chalkboard with the daily special written down. Cheeseburger with fries. Something healthy. Yeah, burger and fries. It must be my lucky day. I've been craving a burger ever since I landed in Japan. I'll have the burger with fries.
How special. Burger and fries coming up. That'll be 873 credits.
There you go. Take my money. After paying, I move over to the side and wait for my lunch. Within a few minutes, he slides over a tray with a juicy burger and a mound of fries. I can't wait to start eating this beast of a burger. 1 second. Trying to make these videos better on time, and I forgot to set the stopwatch. There we go, okay. I can't wait to start eating this burger! Picking up my tray, I scan the Pilot's Lounge for an empty table. Most are occupied by single students focused on their own food or studies. As I'm debating whether or not to join a random student, I spot a girl with reddish-orange hair sitting alone. It's Kairi! Yay! I was not expecting that. I breathe out a sigh of relief and make my way over to her. Hey! She looks up at me.
Oh, hi.
Mind if I sit here? She shakes her head. Thanks. I place my tray next to her bento and sit down. Kairi refocuses on her meal and eats in silence. This is pretty awkward. I will talk to you because we're on the same team and we need to communicate. So, how are things?
Good.
Good. Good talk. She doesn't even bother looking at me. And what do you think about the weather today? Great opener.
Adequate.
Jesus! Oh, God. Come on, Kairi, work with me. This is seriously like pulling teeth. I shouldn't be surprised, though. It's Kairi, after all. Small talk is not her forte. I pick up a ketchup packet and squeeze the contents over my fries.
You're really eating that?
You got a problem with burgers? Oh my God. Huh? Kairi has finally looked up from her food and examines my meal.
Burgers are very unhealthy. They are full of fat and very high in calories. The fries are even worse. Those are just empty carbs. And the average meal holds the amount of sodium an average person needs in a day.
Yes, but it's delicious. Yes, it tastes delicious. That's what makes it taste so good. Kairi leans back in disappointment and shrugs.
Whatever. It's your choice.
I glance at her bento. Is that how you say that? I don't know. It has an assortment of simple Mikey rolls, whatever that is. I'm just glad I'm eating this instead of that. Well, sometimes it's nice to eat something tasty for a change. Whoa, that's me! I think that's the best photo I've seen of me so far. Look at my face. And damn, I'm hot. No wonder the girls are so into me.
Oh, you touched my tra-la-la.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Oh.
No!
Okay.
No!
Let's continue. She frowns in irritation.
What makes you think my bento isn't tasty?
I take another look at it, then smirk. You don't need to get so defensive. I'm sure it's healthy, but that thing barely looks seasoned. Woof! Kari shoves the Mikey roll into my mouth while I'm mid-sentence.
Don't judge it until you've tried it.
Ah! I was not expecting that. Wow, this is surprisingly delicious. It's light with simple ingredients, but each bite is packed with flavor. Kari quickly retracts her chopsticks. Once she realizes what she's done, her cheeks flush. You win this time, huh? I guess I was wrong. Give me another piece. Give me another piece, Kari. I open my mouth wide. Ah! Kari's face reddens even more.
What are you doing?
It was really delicious. Apparently, feed me again.
What do you mean again? I wasn't feeding you.
That's not what I saw. Don't be so shy, Kari. Come on. Ah! As I lean my head closer, she scoots to the far end of the booth.
Stop acting weird.
Her voice cracks with embarrassment as she buries her face into her bento box. Oh, that was funny. We end up finishing our meals in silence, but I'm glad I was able to learn a little bit more about Kari. Yuna is already waiting for me at the library. A tablet with the SBA logo is clutched in her hand. Alright, guys, no more messing around. We have to secure this sponsor. She smiles and breathes a sigh of relief when she sees me.
Oh, good. You're still wearing your uniform. I forgot to tell you yesterday to wear it, and remembered too late to text you.
Oh, I was so preoccupied in what I would say today that I forgot to think about what I'd wear. No worries. I hope my voice sounds more confident than I feel. Yuna notices the waver in my voice. She places a hand on my shoulder. The heat of her hand soothes my nerves, and I relax a little bit.
Okay, well, are you ready to go?
Well, I'm ready as I'll ever be. Yep. She starts towards the bus stop when I stop her. I can drive us. Her cheeks turn pink, but she grins widely. I'm immediately reminded of how her face lit up the last time she saw my bike.
That would be great.
I lead her to my bike, and we both hop on with ease. I guess I didn't have to help her this time, even though I would have if it was needed. Once she's settled, we speed off. Yuna directs me where to go, and eventually tells me to park in front of the impressive building. It's narrow, but shoots straight up into the sky, cutting through the clouds. As we walk in, a perky receptionist greets us from behind her desk.
Welcome to WorkTap Corporation. How may I help you?
Yuna steps forward.
I'm Yuna Misaki from Ace Academy's SBA. We have an appointment with Mr. Takeda.
The receptionist smiles and gestures to the empty chairs.
Of course. If you'll please take a seat, he'll be with you shortly.
As soon as we take our seats, the receptionist types a rapid sequence into her computer, then drags the document from her monitor onto her tablet and disappears into a hall in the back. I glance at Yuna. She's meticulously going over her notes. Are you nervous? She thinks for a minute.
Not as much as I thought I'd be. Are you?
I'm either really nervous or really hungry, and nobody can resist these pearly whites. Yeah. Nah, I've got the secret weapon.
What's that?
I flash her a smile. One look at me and she'll be hooked.
We're meeting with a man.
I freeze as I run the scenario in my head. It could still work. Yuna chuckles. The receptionist comes back and gestures for us to follow her. Her ponytail bounces behind her. She walks briskly down the hall and directs us into a spacious office. This guy, I can handle this. Alright, here we go. A partly older man sits behind an old-fashioned mahogany desk. His jowls wiggle as he offers us a seat, which we both take. The walls are painted white, but one wall has a translucent sheen with Yuna's SBA submission pocket projected on it. His chair squeaks in protest as he leans forward to greet us.
Miss Misaki, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Mr. Takeda. I'd like to introduce my associate.
I'm McFlagga de Budu, Longshaft. It's nice to meet you. He nods in acknowledgement while Yuna continues.
He is here to represent his team at Ace Academy.
And you are in need of a sponsor.
Yes, sir. He waves a hand towards the wall and shuffles the data on there.
As you can see, Miss Misaki did a detailed job of describing you and your team in your application. But I'd like to hear from you. Tell me about yourself.
I've always had an interest in gear, like long walks on the beach. What is there to tell? I grew up in a world of gears and knew from an early age that I wanted to be a pilot. While a student at CNY, I began my program in piloting and earned top marks in all my classes. I recently transferred and tested in the pilot program at Ace Academy, where I'm pursuing my degree in piloting.
As a transfer student,
He sounds impressed. I hope so.
me, out of all your other options, why did you choose Warp Tech Corporation?
You're the best around. Money, money, money. I didn't. Do I want to suck up to this guy? Yeah, sure. They are pretty good. It was an easy decision. Warp Tech Corporation sets the standard for gear weaponry. I read about your latest announcement of the advancement in particle technology. Same output on the beam weaponry while reducing the core usage by 15%. None of your competitors have made a breakthrough like that yet.
There has also been some controversy over that release.
Some are saying using the new technology will affect the longevity of a weapon, but there's no proof on that yet. I'd prefer to see evidence than believe rumors. He nods.
It's refreshing to see a young person keeping up to date with the latest releases.
I think I detect a hint of approval in his voice. I think we're doing good, guys.
Okay, and why should Warp Tech Corporation choose you? In other words, what sets you apart from the competition?
My team is half woman. I'm international. I don't know. I'm international. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I guess that. As a new team, we aren't so set in our ways that we stifle creativity. We're not afraid to try new strategies we think will benefit the team, and we are receptive to feedback. That said, we're also acutely aware of our abilities. We work well together because we are upfront with each other, and not only about our strengths, but also about our weaknesses, and we use that knowledge to our advantage. I sneak a peek at Yuna, who looks pleased. Mr. Taikato seems to appreciate my answer as well.
Well, I think I've heard enough for now. Miss Misaki, do you have a copy of your team's qualifier transcripts?
Yes, of course.
She flips on her tablet and flicks the document onto the projected wall. The interview seems to be going well. I glance at Yuna, who smiles encouragingly at me. Mr. Taikato takes a quick glance at the file and frowns.
Your team is only ranked 21?
Yes, sir. He sighs and turns off the projection.
You seem generally passionate about your team and your studies, and perhaps if the circumstances were different, we would consider your candidacy. Unfortunately, Warp Tech only accepts teams who are ranked within the top 10 from Ace Academy.
As I'm still processing the rejection, Yuna protests on my behalf.
Mr. Takeda, couldn't you make an exception? You said yourself that if rank weren't a factor, his team would be a strong candidate. A representation by you would make a significant difference in their growth and development, and their success reflects positively on you and your company.
I'm sorry, Miss Misaki. I do believe with skills like his, he will find a sponsor. Just not with us.
I doubt that.
Won't you even give him a chance?
Miss Misaki, I'm sure you understand the image that we have built and what would happen to that image if we stopped recruiting from the top 10. I thank you very much for your interest in us and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
His voice has a hard edge of finality. He gestures towards the door, then returns his attention to his desk. All pretense dropped, Yuna storms out of the office while I follow calmly behind. Disappointment makes my feet feel heavy. After we leave the building, Yuna whirls to face me.
What? A hypocrite! How can his company promote taking risks when he won't take any himself? I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay. It was a long shot anyway. Even though we didn't get the sponsorship, I still appreciate you helping me out.
Don't give up just yet. I will get you a sponsor.
I'm not sure how far positive thinking will get us. Leaving less to the imaginative might work out in our favor. Let's be realistic. I like your enthusiasm, but I'm not sure that alone will help us find a sponsor. She looks at me blankly. Without waiting for me to answer, she hops on the back of my bike. I get on after her and start the engine. Yuna is quiet the entire ride back to campus. When we arrive, she gives me a hurried goodbye and rushes off, leaving me wondering just what she has planned. Oh, wow! There's actually detail in this picture. While sitting here and stewing in my thoughts isn't productive, I have some time before I need to go home. Maybe someone will be free. I'm in a happier mood when I arrive home. Hey guys, I'm home.
You can't just decide that without telling me.
Who's that? Uncle Kyoto's voice stops me. I can see him pacing back and forth in the kitchen.
So cut it short. This is the opening day of my new restaurant. They'll expect me to be there, and they'll expect you there too.
As I get closer to the kitchen, I can hear a woman's voice on the other end of the line.
I really don't care. Part of our arrangement was that we'd consult each other before making a decision, and you didn't. So how you're supposed to be in two places at once really isn't my problem.
A flurry of muffled words on the line has Kyoto frowning deeper and deeper.
Don't forget, we are still married. We promised to do whatever it took to make sure nothing interfered with our careers. Well, if you don't show up, then that will certainly interfere with my career.
Married? Is he talking about Aunt Yuki? There's a pause. I think I hear her say, "I'll see what I can do," and hang up. Uncle Kyoto slams the phone onto the table, then falls into a chair and holds his head in his hands. Hey, Uncle Kyoto. He glances up and gives me a weak smile.
You're back. How was school today?
Good. I sit beside him. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I heard you talking to Aunt Yuki just now. He looks a little uneasy, but waits for me to finish. What did you mean by still married? Isn't Aunt Yuki just away on business?
Sort of.
Kyoto sighs wearily and rubs his temples.
I suppose you're old enough to know the truth. Your aunt and I are separated. We have been for the last 6 months.
The last 6 months? Both you... But you aren't divorced?
No.
How come we didn't know? We're your family.
We had to keep it quiet. Divorce is viewed differently here in Japan. It's not as common as in the States, and Yuki and I don't want our personal issues to interfere with our careers.
I remember the stories Mom told me about how difficult it was when she and Dad first got married. She couldn't have stayed in Japan even if she wanted to. If you two are just separated, doesn't that mean Aunt Yuki is here in Izokasi?
Yes.
You shouldn't have lied. Does this mean I can see her? I get it. I know Japan has stricter rules on family and what's proper, so I don't blame you for keeping this a secret from us. Kyoto grins in relief.
You don't know how much that means to me, kid.
Are you going to tell Nikki? He thinks before responding.
Yes, I will.
Do you think she'll be angry you lied? Nikki has always been more sensitive than I. I think she'll be very mad. He shrugs.
Maybe. But I think she's mature enough to understand why we did it.
Yeah, it must be exhausting hiding it from everyone.
It has been.
What did Aunt Yuki say when you told her we were living with you?
Well, about that.
You haven't told her yet? Kyoto trays off and refuses to meet my eyes. She doesn't know we're here?
No.
Were you planning on telling her?
Of course. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I nod. Uncle Kyoto doesn't share anymore, but I can't stop myself from asking. Since we're talking about it now, what happened between you two? He sighs.
Yuki was ready to have kids, and I wasn't. We discussed the possibility of having children when we first got married, and I kept pushing it back. I wanted to focus on my career, and for a while, so did she. But you know how women are. At some point, their biological clock starts ticking. She didn't want to wait anymore.
But you still weren't ready?
No. After that huge argument, we started to drive each other crazy. I became acutely aware of all those small things Yuki did that I hated. We fought all the time, and at some point, we agreed that this wasn't working anymore.
I feel bad for Kyoto. Life
And that's
is
how
hard.
it's been for the last 6 months until we can figure out a more permanent solution.
Heh. It's kind of funny that even though you weren't ready for kids, you ended up with them anyway. He grins.
You guys don't count. You practically take care of yourselves. I'm just here to provide the roof.
Gee, thanks. Maybe it's a good thing you didn't have kids. He laughs. So what was the phone call tonight about? Kyoto turns solemn again.
Part of our agreement for our separation was that we will both do whatever it takes to keep up the pretense of marriage when it involves our careers.
Oh, why not?
She's going on some sort of retreat with her girlfriend. Normally we consult with each other before booking any trips to prevent something like this from happening. But this time she didn't. I really need her there.
She'll be there. Aunt Yuki and a girl? Clearly this arrangement isn't working either. Don't worry, Aunt Yuki won't let you down.
I'm not so sure.
We'll see. It sounds like you two had an amicable separation.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you've got nothing to worry about. She'll be there.
How can you be so sure?
Because she still cares for you and wouldn't want to hurt you. Kata grins.
Who knew you were such a romantic?
Shut up. What? No, I wrestle bears and stuff. He laughs.
I'm just teasing. Seriously. Thanks.
Uncle Kota glances at the clock and stands.
I didn't realize how late it's gotten. I have an early start tomorrow.
Don't you always have an early start? You get up before I do.
True, but I have an even earlier start than usual.
Ick. We say goodnight and Kyoto heads upstairs. I go into the living room and turn on the TV. After watching my shows and the news, I turn it off for the night. Or turn in for the night. I wake up and yawn. Another day, another class. As if on autopilot, I get dressed and go through my morning routine. Then I hop on my bike and drive to school. I haven't seen Nikki in a while. When I arrive, I head straight for class and wait for the professor. He arrives promptly and begins class.
Good morning. Today we'll be discussing the differences between military grenade weaponry and those used in recreational matches.
Probably should learn more. This should be interesting stuff. Focus on the professor's lecture.
The fundamental difference between the two is that military grenade weaponry are configured for energy output, which can cause lethal damage. Recreational weaponry is closely regulated so it can't actually destroy the gear frame. Since the shields on a gear get the brunt of the damage, we consider a depowered gear in recreational matches as destroyed.
What if someone brought in an unregulated weapon for a match?
Before every match, the equipment of each gear is checked and double-checked to ensure the energy output is within proper parameters.
What about the qualifier matches? There was a gear that did some energy output override thing.
As one, the class looks at me.
During that specific qualifier match, the gear's energy core is what surged with additional power, not his weapons. Although, I must admit, I've never seen a core do that before. Hopefully this young man can enlighten us on how he did it.
No one finds out my secret. Why are you talking about my core? I have no idea how I did it, but I don't want to let them know that. I thought this lesson was about military versus recreational weaponry. Why are we talking about me? The class looks disappointed, however the teacher nods.
Of course, we shouldn't get distracted. Let's get back to the lesson on hand.
He returns to his lecture. Turned that one around, didn't I? Once class ends, I hurry out of the room. My phone is already in my hand by the time I get outside. Let's see if anyone's free. Mayu, Xiao, or Valerie? I will talk to Xiao. I guess, yeah. Xiao's always fun to talk to. Maybe Xiao's down to hang out for a bit. I call him, but the phone rings for a while before it connects. Hey, Xiao. Hello, you have reached 1-800-GET-SWOLE. How may I help you today? Yeah, how much for an order of swole? I'd like to make 5 orders of swole, please. Thank you for your patronage. That will be 400 pounds deadlift, 10 reps of 50 curls, and a gallon of strawberry-flavored whey. You guys have really raised the prices since my last order. Sorry, customer bro, the economy just isn't what it used to be. I hear you, but as a loyal customer, I deserve a discount. I hear movement on the line.
Hey, sorry about that. One of the guys picked up my phone while I was in the bathroom.
It's okay. Do you have a class right now?
Nope.
Let's do something.
Sure. You still on campus?
Yeah, why?
You should come over and meet the Brosifs.
Sure, I'll be there in a few. Let's go. On an adventure. Oh, nice place. Xiao opens the door and I'm assaulted by the stench of cheap saparo.
Welcome to mi casa.
Hello. Your casa smells like beer and sweat.
That, my friend, is the scent of men.
I never knew. Is that what I smell like? No. I take a superstitious whiff of myself. Real men smell like soap. How else do you expect a lady to get close to you? Xiao's eyes go wide.
So that's what I've been doing wrong. I'm learning so much.
He grins. I follow Xiao through the house when suddenly a ball flies at my face.
Bro, watch out!
Catch the ball! My arm shoots out and I catch the ball midair.
Dude, that was sick!
Who's this dude? Oh, okay. Blank. Let's fix that. Whoa, look at these guys! Holy crap. A couple of Xiao's dorm mates run up to me. Good reflexes, man!
Wait, Show, isn't this guy the pilot on your team?
Yep, that's right.
Bro!
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 We watched the qualifiers. You were awesome!
Bro! The way you took out those 2 gears with your bare fist was badass. It was a close call. I had it in the bag. I'm only going to get better from here. I didn't really have much of a choice. The rest of my team went down.
And you won us the match. I hope you know we owe our rank to you.
I guess you're right. We continue down the hall towards Xiao's room, leaving his brosters back to their game of indoor football. Everywhere I turn, there's at least an empty beer bottle, the trash cans are spilling with trash, and there's the takeout boxes left in random areas. Quite the place you got here.
You like it? It feels really genuine, doesn't it?
Maybe a little too genuine.
I guess it can be kind of overwhelming. I really do like it here, though.
That's good. Xiao opens the door to his room, and I'm relieved by how clean it is. There are a few clothes and books scattered about the room, but nothing on the floor. His room is decorated with posters of scantily clad action movie heroines and video game warriors. There's a huge TV facing his bed and has a multiple of gaming platforms set up around it. I take a seat on his bed while Xiao sits at his desk. Why do you like it here so much?
I'm surrounded by my brothers. What's not to like?
You have any real bros?
Yeah, just one. He's older.
How much older? Does he go to Ace 2?
No, he's way older.
Do you miss him? Xiao shrugs.
I suppose I do, but not so much in a brotherly way. He was more of a father to me than my father was. He's currently working overseas, though.
Does he visit often? He's got brother complex. Do you get to see him much?
Not really. We usually only see him once a year.
Oh, I see. I guess living so far away can make visiting difficult. Xiao nods. He doesn't seem too bothered by it.
Anyway, enough about my family. Since you're here, how about a few matches?
Xiao tosses me a controller. You're on. I don't know what we're playing, but sure.